In today's Leeds news, Leeds positive on Wilson talks, Charles wants Leeds move, Leeds opening day request, Tanaka looking forward to Gudmundsson test, and Rumour story on Nico Elvedi. Tuesday the 23rd of June with your Leeds United news. Jer here at the Leeds View. I hope you're all having a fantastic week so far. Sun is shining, the weather is great, and there's a lot of talk this morning around Leeds moves in the transfer market. Things are definitely picking up a little bit of pace. Last night I had a solo podcast and I'm going to do a few of them over the next couple of weeks while we're waiting on football to return, and then we'll look at bringing the normal podcast back in the evenings. You can check that out last night if you want to. We kind of spoke about the detail that was in the background of the players that Leeds had been linked with. Some Pablo Hernandez news, Sam Greenwood popped up, and even then looking at some of the FIFA World Cup rules that could be adopted or not adopted by the Premier League. Thanks for everyone that got involved last night as well. I appreciate it. And if you can give me some feedback on the format of that, I very much appreciate it as well. We are partnering with Fanatics and Leeds United for the away shirt this season. So you'll see links down below in the description if you want to help the channel and support us that way. You can do so by clicking either of those links. If you are buying the Leeds United shirt anyway, you may as well. Right, let's crack on with today's news. We're going to start off with developments on Harry Wilson. The Harry Wilson rumours and stories continue today, and there's been a fresh bit of news that came out from The Athletic this morning that suggests things might be moving along nicely to Leeds, and we might be getting closer and closer and closer to this deal getting done. As normal, I've had a bit of a look around the other channels as well, the likes of the Everton, Aston Villa and Fulham ones as well, to see what the news on those ends are saying, because we can always just get the one side of the news. It's important to kind of see the fuller picture when it comes to this, and it's interesting because it does seem like Leeds are in a really, really good position. And saying that, a report that came out this morning says the Leeds United are in a positive position and have held positive talks with Harry Wilson's representatives over a deal that would see him come to Elland Road this summer. Now, Baron Cross in The Athletic confirmed this morning that both parties are working on a deal to get done this summer that would see the free agent become a Leeds player on July 1st. This summer. In general with this, there's not a huge amount of new news. We've known for a while that Leeds are actively interested in Harry Wilson. We've known they want to get this one done. You go back to last summer and there's probably some underlying agreements that were in place then that have made this process a little bit more interesting for Wilson this summer. And it appears, at least at the moment in the internet sphere, that both sides seem to be keen on trying to get a deal done right now. So what about the competition and what is everybody else saying out there? Well, the hard tackle on the Everton side, they believe that Everton did make their move for Harry Wilson. There were talks, there was an offer of some sort put down, but since last week the bookies have Leeds United as the odds-on favourite to get this one done, and the only club that looks like they will get Harry Wilson if you look at those rumours. On the Villa interest side of things, The Athletic also have a piece from Jacob Tanswell that says inside sources say that internal discussions were held about a possibility of a move for Harry Wilson, but that there is no deal imminent or move imminent at this moment in time. The reason for that, according to Tanswell, is a tactical mismatch when it comes to Harry Wilson and what Aston Villa are looking for next season. Unai Emery is said to want an explosive, pacey, wide man who can get to the end line and stretch backlines. He's describing Dan James, isn't he? Like, that's Dan James. I'm not saying I want Dan James to leave Leeds, but he's describing Dan James there. He fits the profile of what he's looking for. The other side on this is the Daily Mail. They've talked about Everton's interest in him as well, and they've already said that Everton made their pitch to Harry Wilson already. Sky Sports have confirmed that the Toffees retain strong interest in Harry Wilson, but nothing more than that. They did have a bid rejected for him in January. So right now, it appears, as things stands, that Leeds are ahead of the pack when it comes to getting a deal done for Wilson. Maybe the Welsh dressing room has done its job for Leeds and they've got him over the line. Villa and Everton still believe to have interest, but nothing formal as of this moment in time. So it does feel like this one is getting much closer to being done. There's another story out today that says that he rejected a contract offer from Fulham, so they're out of the picture. And it does seem like Leeds have a straight run at this if they can agree terms with the player. July 1st still looks like the obvious date, although They can announce it before that. The contract kicks in on the 1st of July, so no reason why they can't get done. But this does feel like it's getting closer and closer and closer. And apparently Leeds United have put a long-term deal on the table for Harry Wilson, which is one of the major deciding factors for the player. So yeah, it's an interesting one. We'll keep an eye on it, but it does appear to be entering the home stretch, at least for now, with Harry Wilson. We'll see what happens in the next couple of days. We'll move on. So back talking about Shea Charles again, and this has also continued to develop over the last 24 hours. Leeds and Southampton are in direct negotiations. Leeds' initial fee was rejected, as we know, but the clubs remain in talks over trying to get a deal done. And news came out last night that Shea Charles told his representatives that he in fact wanted the move to Leeds United. There doesn't appear to be any issues when it comes to the player side or personal terms. This just seems to be talks now about a potential fee for the central midfielder. This morning, Team Talk said there is no agreement in place yet, but sources at least understand that Shea Charles is keen to make the move to Elland Road. A report last night said that Southampton's valuation of Shea Charles is said to be much higher than Leeds' initial £20 million offer, some suggesting it's over £30 million, which feels to me like walk away territory for the 49ers. At £20 million, that would represent, I think it's the highest fee that the 49ers will have paid for any player since they bought into Leeds or bought over Leeds United fully. So it does feel like 30 million quid would be, we can get better deal on the continent, we'll walk away for now territory. For me, just my personal opinion, other reports believe, and I'm closer to believing these ones, that £25 million is the likely mark that will get a deal done here. And it fits what similar signings of players from clubs that have either just missed out on promotion or been relegated have sold players to Premier League clubs from the past, us included in that, over that £20 million mark, in and around 25 million. So yeah, there's more to come on that one. It is still progressing. So Leeds are active on 2, and there will be a point to this when we get to the rumour mill. There's a line from Robbie Evans, which is really, I think, really key to an awful lot of this and how Leeds' transfer strategy is going to work over the course of this summer window. Let's move on and talk about an opening day request from the club. So as we know, Leeds United will start and end the new season away from Elland Road, and some speculation on this was to help Elland Road work continue as the redevelopment picks up pace. Graham Smith this morning in the YEP has confirmed one of those fixtures at the very minimum, and Smith says that Leeds are giving themselves as much time as possible to get as much work done on the West Stand as they can before fans start to come into the ground, and the Premier League are helping them to facilitate that. This week, the work at Elland Road has definitely picked up pace in the last couple of days. The Bremner Suite in Howard's Bar area is now completely demolished and gone. So they are speeding things up there. And Smith says in order to maximise the time available to the club, Leeds had made a request to the Premier League that their opening game of the season for 26-27 was played away from home. The Premier League agreed with this, and they scheduled Leeds away to Nottingham Forest at the City Ground on the opening day. The other question then that comes up with this is, Leeds United are expected to have a friendly against RB Leipzig in Elland Road before Dublin or just after Dublin, and that's supposed to be played at Elland Road. What's the situation there? Well, Smith has also clarified that this morning. He said the following. Additionally, the YP understands that the West Stand will not be open to supporters for any pre-season friendlies at Elland Road this summer. The Whites are close to finalising and announcing a friendly against Bundesliga outfit RB Leipzig, which has been in the planning for months. Red Bull are also boardroom partners of Leeds owners 49ers Enterprises, along with being a club sponsor. So an empty West Stand for any pre-season friendlies at Elland Road this summer, and a starting and ending point of the season away from home to let them maximise the amount of time and weeks they have to work on Elland Road in the summer months, and then the rest of the work will be done between matches when Leeds aren't at Elland Road, so every second week or the 5 days during the week where they can get some work done. It's a busy schedule, 2028, and again, Smith also, by the way, confirmed that the planning permission is for both stands, has been confirmed. So the comment from Bryn Law on the square ball about the COP not having planning permission yet and the West Stand being 2030 doesn't appear to be accurate at this moment in time. It does appear that the West Stand is till 2028 and then the COP kicks in straight after that, both of them with planning permission, which again is in the article today. So there you go, there's your update on Elland Road. Let's talk about Tanaka. So Tanaka and Gabby Gudmundsson will come face to face on opposite sides for once this Friday. Was excellent in Japan's game against Tunisia the other day. He's looking forward to facing up against Gudmundsson, but doesn't think they will both enjoy it as much as they would like to. And speaking to LeedsUnited.com, Tanaka said the following: I'm looking forward to playing against my teammate, but I'm not sure we can enjoy the moment. Our group stage is the toughest group, so we will put everything in for this game. You're getting Danny Rojas Van Damme vibes from Ted Lasso on this situation. Two of them squaring up in a dressing room before they actually go out in the pitch and play each other, and then being best mates again afterwards. There's a couple of nice touches here. I mean, the fact that he's called out his teammate is nice to see, but also, if you hadn't noticed, Tanaka is wearing the number 7 shirt at the World Cup this summer, and there is a very good reason for that. Mitoma wore the number 7 shirt historically for Japan. He wasn't selected for this World Cup, and Tanaka and Mitoma are very close friends, and it goes back a very long way. So Tanaka decided to wear the number 7 shirt as a tribute to his friend who didn't make the squad for this World Cup. So again, classy touch as always from Tanaka. Let's get into the rumour mill territory and a key line from Robbie Evans that might be important for this summer's transfer window. We'll start off talking about Nico Elvedi first though, and we covered the initial mentions of this in Saturday's transfer, talking a bit more detail, but there's a little bit more stuff that's come out over the last couple of days. Bild, who initially made the initial link and said that Leeds were interested in a move for Nico Elvedi, have now claimed that Leeds are in the market for a right-sided centre-back as well as a left-sided centre-back, and the only way that that makes any kind of sense to Leeds or to the fan base is if somebody who plays in that right-side centre-back position is leaving. It doesn't appear to be a Joe Rodon, and it might be a Sebastian Bornau. Bornau has been linked with a move back to the Bundesliga to FC Cologne, one of his old clubs. Go back as far as January, and there was talk that he wanted more minutes. His agent was potentially even looking at a move at that moment in time. I like Bornau. He's a very solid player for Leeds United. He's serviceable. He's never really let us down when he has played. But he didn't cost a huge amount of money, so if Leeds could recoup that, Nico Elvedi wouldn't cost them much either. And Daniel Farke has got a relationship with Nico Elvedi. He was captain at Borussia Mönchengladbach. He managed them there. They go back a bit. And there was rumours last summer that Leeds were interested in him. Bild are claiming that Leeds have still got serious interest in making a move for Elvedi. And if you think about last summer's recruitment box, he is 1 year left on his contract. He is over 6 foot in height. And he's 25 years of age. Last summer, that was enough to get a deal done. So we'll keep an eye on it. A £7.4 million price tag is said to be the fee to get him. That wouldn't be a huge amount of money. If you could recoup or make a bit of money on Sebastian Bornau, then maybe you do this. You swap that over and you bring Elvedi in instead. Maybe it gives more competition in that right-sided centre-back position. Leads a bit more flexibility there. An interesting one to keep an eye on. But the interesting part of this is the line from Robbie Evans during the Premier League launch event, where he said that Leeds had essentially 2 brackets of targets. There was one group of people who wanted to get deals done early in the window who weren't going to be at the World Cup. He mentioned that the World Cup would likely get in the way and slow things down for a period of time. And then there were the players that were at the World Cup that Leeds were interested in that might see a second wave of transfers kick in once the World Cup was done. And if you think about Nico Elvedi, he is currently at the World Cup with Switzerland. He's got a relationship with Noah Okafor as well, so maybe that helps the situation. But as he also suggested, Leeds may be waiting for a couple of players that are playing at the World Cup right now. Now, Suzuki is the obvious one that comes to mind. I just don't see Leeds paying the volume of cash that Parma want for a goalkeeper of that age. I just don't see it. Nico Elvedi maybe, but it is a right-sided centre-back, and that's where I'm sceptical on this. Unless Bornau leaves, Leeds don't really need another right-sided centre-back. And it also adds another player that Leeds don't need right now in terms of position-wise. And we were told by Leeds that it was going to be a much more strategic window. Maybe their hand has been forced on this one just a little bit with Sebastian Bornau, but we'll keep our ear to the ground. We'll see what gets said. I like Nico Elvedi. I think he's a very good centre-back. Is he needed right now? Probably not, but we'll see where it goes. Folks, that'll be it for me today. If you want to check out last night's podcast, you can do so over there on the site. Also, the subscribe button is slap bang in the middle if you want to subscribe to the channel. Like the video, you can do all that kind of stuff. Helps us. And you can check out our partnerships all down below in the description if you want to. If you don't want it, you don't have to. That'll be it for me. I'll talk to you soon. See you later. Bye.